life. It can be stressful. At the end of the day, all you want to do is go home, relax, kick up your feet, perhaps smoke a pack of cigarettes per night. I hope not. That's my topic today, cigarettes. Hello everybody, I'm Danny Rivera. Today I want to talk about what's in cigarettes and in smoke, how it affects your body and your health, as well as how it affects non-smokers. So now that you know my agenda, I want to jump right into it. What's in cigarettes and tobacco smoke? Tobacco smoke contains over 4,000 different chemicals as well as 50 known carcinogens. It's a mixture of gases, small particles of water, tar, and nicotine. The cigarette may seem like a finely cut tobacco rolled with the filter, but once you light it up, it becomes a chemical factory. Some of the harmful chemicals include, but aren't limited to, benzene, which is linked to leukemia, formaldehyde, known to cause cancer, respiratory, skin, and gastrointestinal problems, and of course tar, where 70% is deposited in your lungs. So, with that being said, most smokers already know this, but they can't or refuse to stop. So now that I covered some of what's in tobaccos and some of the harmful chemicals in its smoke, I want to go over what it does to your health. 8 seconds after you inhale cigarette smoke, nicotine reaches your brain and stimulates pleasure centers. You like the feeling, so you smoke again. Your body eventually builds up a tolerance for tobacco, and you need to get more of the good feeling. Eventually you realize how much you're harming your body, and you decide to quit. But not smoking gives you headaches, makes you grouchy, restless, depressed, and hungry. You're addicted, and the chances of you being able to stop are 1 out of 10. That's from ehow.com. Now, some of the smoking diseases contain or aren't limited to emphysema, tuberculosis, cancer, bronchitis, asthma, pneumonia, and basically in the end your lungs are destroyed and so is your body. Now here's a couple little things I made up. 90 and 80. 90% of men diagnosed with lung cancer is directly related to cigarette smoking, as well as 80% of women that are diagnosed with lung cancers simply directly related to smoking cigarettes as well. Also, I want to present you a little math game. Alcohol plus car accidents plus suicide plus guns plus AIDS plus homicide plus illegal drugs is greater than, less than, or equal to cigarette deaths. Oh, what's that? You guessed less than. Wow, you're right. Since the 1st of January 2013, nothing has killed more people than cigarettes. Nothing comes even close. Alcohol is at 114,000 deaths, car accidents 45,000 deaths, suicides 31,000 deaths, guns 3,500 deaths, AIDS 15,500 deaths, homicides 11,500 deaths, drug abuse 27,000 deaths. Add them all up, you get 247,500 deaths in a year. Now, cigarettes and tobacco, they kill 563,000 a year. And just a random fact I found that frightens me, there's 207,000 medical errors each year. That's more than all those, besides cigarettes. That's terrifying. So, smoking, it causes also cancer of the lungs, esophagus, larynx, mouth, throat, kidney, bladder, pancreas, stomach, and acute myeloid leukemia. Cancer everywhere. So, here's some pros to stopping. Within 5 years of quitting, your chance of getting cancers of everything I just said, the mouth, throat, larynx, all that, is cut by half. Now, after 10 years, lung cancer drops by half as well. And here's another random fact. If no one smoked, 1 of 3 cancer deaths in the United States simply would not happen. So now that I covered cigarettes and its smoke, as well as how it affects your body and your health, I want to talk about how it affects non-smokers, which, again, is frightening once I tell you about all this. According to the American Lung Association, secondhand smoke contains more than 250 chemicals known to be carcinogens. That's 250 for people who do not smoke. For people who do smoke, it's only 50 carcinogens. So, there's one. Children are more likely to have respiratory problems, asthma, infections, and other illnesses due to secondhand smoke. Babies, on the other hand, their lungs are too tiny to tolerate cigarette smoke, but being around it, it makes it hard for them to breathe. Now, smoking while you're pregnant, obviously that's a big no-no, because basically you smoke, your baby smokes, and some of the complications are lack of oxygen, premature birth defects, as well as undeveloped lungs and sometimes even death. So today I went over cigarettes and tobacco smoke. I also went over how it affects the body, and I also covered how it affects secondhand smokers. Now I'm sure most of you have seen the tobacco commercials, basically going over, covering things I just went over, but the most important thing you guys should take away from this is the past 10 years or so, 500,000 deaths has been the median. It's been more than everything else that I read. More suicides, guns, drugs, everything. It's been more than that all added up together. And people, we kind of need to unite and come together and face this head on, because if we don't, who knows, we might be hitting 1 million in the near future. Cigarettes don't seem to be slowing down because people aren't addressing the issue really. So hopefully you guys have a better understanding about cigarettes and what it's doing to America, and hopefully we can change it. Thank you for listening.